In high-stakes palace diplomacy, where every gesture is calculated and every silence is weighed, the line between public unity and private grief remains paper-thin. When whispers began spreading through royal circles regarding a tense, emotional exchange involving Earl Charles Spencer, Queen Camilla, and the Prince of Wales, few anticipated how deeply the unresolved echoes of the past would reverberate through the modern court. Reports suggest that a quiet, deeply personal confrontation over the historical memory and private archive of Princess Diana triggered an unscripted, raw moment behind closed doors. For Prince William, caught between his constitutional role as heir to the throne and his enduring love for his late mother, the sheer emotional weight of the confrontation reportedly brought him to tears, exposing profound personal costs of balancing statecraft with unresolved family history. To understand why a discussion regarding Princess Diana's legacy carries such immense psychological and political weight today, one must examine the complex, centuries-old framework governing royal archives, family trusts, and official historical records. Within the British monarchy, the official record of a royal life is far more than a collection of nostalgic memories. It is a vital instrument of institutional authority. The royal archives, housed in the Round Tower at Windsor Castle, preserve the official papers, correspondence, and diaries of the sovereign and senior working royals. However, the private papers, personal letters, and intimate journals of those who marry into the royal family often occupy a complex, legally ambiguous space between sovereign record and private family inheritance. Following the tragic passing of Diana, Princess of Wales, in August 1997, her immediate family, the Spencer family, led by a younger brother, Earl Charles Spencer, assumed a fiercely protective role over her personal memory and physical estate. At her funeral in Westminster Abbey, Earl Spencer delivered a historical eulogy that sent shockwaves through the establishment. Standing before the royal family, he pledged that his sister's blood family would actively protect her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, ensuring that their souls were not simply immersed in institutional duty, but nurtured by the open, warm environment that Diana had fought so hard to create. Over the decades that followed, the Spencer family maintained an independent, quiet oversight of Althorpe Estate, the ancestral home where Diana is laid to rest, preserving her personal artifacts, childhood letters, and family photographs outside the direct jurisdiction of Buckingham Palace. As the House of Windsor transitioned into a new reign under King Charles III and Queen Camilla, the delicate management of historical memory became increasingly complex. Queen Camilla's elevated status as Queen Consort represented the culmination of a decades-long public relations strategy designed to integrate her seamlessly into the core of the monarchy. While Camilla earned widespread respect for her steady work ethic, devotion to literacy, and support for charitable causes, her presence at the absolute top of the royal hierarchy inevitably kept the painful history of the 1990s hovering just beneath the surface. For royal historians and court insiders, the fundamental tension was clear. How could the institution honor the living queen consort without quietly marginalizing or altering the historical reality of the Princess of Wales? If you value deep, rigorous, and completely verified analyses of the historic events and institutional dynamics shaping the modern House of Windsor, take a moment to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an installment. The delicate balance within senior royal circles was tested when administrative discussions began regarding upcoming institutional retrospectives, official biographical updates, and archival loans. Sources close to the palace suggest that internal proposals were put forward by palace advisors seeking to streamline the historical narrative presented to the public. These updates aim to align historical exhibits and official digital archives with the current reign structure, ensuring that Queen Camilla's central role in the modern monarchy was fully reflected across institutional platforms. However, beneath the smooth administrative language lay a sensitive issue: how Princess Diana's historical titles, personal correspondence, and official patronages will be categorized within state-sponsored records. When word of these proposed archival updates reached Althorpe Estate, the reaction from the Spencer family was immediate. Reports indicate that Earl Charles Spencer viewed any attempt to alter, minimize, or subtly reframe his sister's historical legacy as a direct breach of the implicit understanding that had existed between the Spencers and the Crown since 1997. The situation reached a critical juncture during a high-profile, private gathering connected to a major royal anniversary event. Attendees included senior members of the royal household, representatives of major historical trusts, and key members of the Spencer family. The atmosphere inside the private reception suite was quiet and formal. As the conversation turned to the management of historical trusts and the loan of personal papers for upcoming public displays, Earl Spencer reportedly took the opportunity to address the room. Accounts suggest that he spoke with measured, resolute authority, directly addressing the senior leadership of the royal household and Queen Camilla regarding the boundary between modern state public relations and immutable historical truth. He made it abundantly clear that Princess Diana's personal voice, her written correspondence, and her independent legacy belonged to her sons and her ancestral family, not to the administrative clearinghouses of the current court. The room fell completely quiet. No voices were raised. The tension was palpable. Spencer insisted that any official retrospective or archival project bearing Diana's name must adhere strictly to unvarnished historical accuracy, without subtle edits designed to smooth over the uncomfortable realities of past. For Prince William, who was present during the exchange, the confrontation hit with shattering emotional force. For over 25 years, William has carried a double burden, serving as a dutiful heir to the throne while privately harboring the profound, enduring pain of losing his mother at just 15 years old. He has worked tirelessly alongside his wife, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, to build a modern, forward-looking royal household. Yet, witnessing his uncle forcefully defend his mother's memory in the presence of Queen Camilla brought decades of suppressed family grief rushing to the surface. Overcome by the sudden, intense clash between his personal grief and his public duty, the Prince of Wales was reportedly seen step away from the immediate circle, visibly overcome with emotion. Those close to the prince described the moment as a rare, vulnerable crack in the formidable emotional armor William has worn throughout his adult life. It was a stark reminder that beneath the formal tailcoats, state honors, and flawless public appearances, William remains a son who deeply misses his mother. Here is what most coverage missed during the initial whispers surrounding the incident. The confrontation was never about personal malice or simple family friction. The real story was about a profound structural challenge of preserving historical integrity within an ancient institution that naturally seeks to sanitize its past. In monarchies, history is a living weapon. Who controls a narrative controls the perceived legitimacy of the current order. Queen Camilla's position during the exchange was equally complex. As Queen Consort, she has consistently maintained a policy of dignified silence regarding past conflicts, choosing to focus exclusively on supporting King Charles and fulfilling her official obligations. Insiders suggest that Camilla recognized the sensitivity of the moment and allowed the Spencer family to voice their concerns without escalating the tension, understanding that any public disagreement over Princess Diana's legacy would inflict severe damage on the reputation of the crown. What followed was not reported widely, but palace officials quickly realized that the emotional exchange required an immediate, respectful resolution. King Charles, recognizing the profound validity of his son's feelings and the Spencer family's rightful protective stance, quietly instructed royal archivists and senior advisors to halt any administrative changes regarding Diana's historical record. Clear parameters were re-established. The management of Princess Diana's personal papers, her written archives, and her physical memorials would remain strictly under the joint oversight of Prince William, Prince Harry, and the Spencer family estate. The timing of this was not accidental. As the modern royal family navigates a period of significant transition, the emotional health and institutional authority of Prince William are vital to the future of the monarchy. By standing witness to his uncle's firm intervention and allowing himself to express his genuine grief, William signaled to the palace establishment that his mother's legacy is non-negotiable. He demonstrated that while he is fully committed to leading the House of Windsor into the future, he will never allow the past to be rewritten or erased for institutional convenience. That silence carried more weight than any statement could, signaling to senior court officials that the emotional reality of Diana's life remains an active, defining force within the royal family. Body language experts and royal observers noted that in subsequent public appearances, Prince William carried himself with a renewed, quiet resolve. His devotion to his constitutional duties remains absolute, but his commitment to honoring his mother's memory is equally unshakable. As the monarchy continues to adapt to the demands of the 21st century, moments like these reveal the deep human realities hidden behind the ceremonial grandeur. The crown may project an image of timeless, unyielding continuity, but its foundation rests on human lives, human sacrifices, and enduring human love. Ultimately, this emotional encounter proved that while titles, roles, and crowns may pass from one generation to the next, the voice of Princess Diana remains an unalterable, permanent part of the royal family's history.